Hey guys, I'm sorry it's been a while, but I'm back. Obviously dressed as Belle. And that's because Beauty and the Beast just came out this weekend, and I went to go see it opening night. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to sing the reprise of Belle, and then I'm going to tell you about my experience and how much I love the movie. So please enjoy. Can you imagine? He asked me to marry him. Me, the wife of that boorish, brainless Madame Gaston. Can't you just see it? Madame Gaston, his little wife. No, sir, not me. I guarantee it. I want much more than this provincial life. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. I wanted more than I can tell. And for once it might be grand to have someone understand. I want so much more than they've got planned. I hope you guys enjoyed that. So now about my experience in the movie and how I really like the movie. Alright, so I was originally going to go opening night with my cousins, but they couldn't make it, so I decided to drag my boyfriend to it. And so I buy the tickets, and we go. I go, obviously, dressed as Belle. And I take a rose with me and a book. My boyfriend looks at me, and he says this: I get why you're dressed like that, and I get why you have a rose. But one thing I don't get is, why do you have a book? I look at him. I'm like, have you ever seen Beauty and the Beast? He looks at me. He goes, not really. Not my type of movie. I'm just like, okay, let's go watch the movie, and we will let you see why I have a book with me. So we go into the theater. Not the senior theater, like, we're at Discover Mill Malls, Sugarloaf Mill Malls, whatever you want to call it. And we're just walking around in front of the theater, taking pictures of me in front of the poster. And I see this little girl. She's wearing a shirt with Belle with the yellow dress. And so she looks at me. Keep in mind, I'm wearing this. And I'm like, hi, sweetie. You know who I am? She's like, mm-mm. My response is, I'm Belle from the movie. She goes, no, you're not. Belle has on a yellow dress, not a blue dress, silly. I look at her, I'm like, honey, have you ever seen Beauty and the Beast? She's like, no, that's what I'm going to go do now. And I just look at her, I'm like, you've never seen the cartoon version of Beauty and the Beast? She's like, no. I really want to see Beauty and the Beast, though. I love Belle. And I look at her, I'm like, how can you love Belle if you've never seen the animated version? She looks at me, she goes, my mom would read me the story of Beauty and the Beast all night. Every night she'd read it to me. I look at her and go, alright, well, I get that you love the story, but you've never seen the movie, so. And she's like, well, I'm gonna see it now, so maybe I'll see why you're dressed weird like that and not like Belle. I'm like, okay, bye, sweetie. In my head, I'm like, I was dressed like Belle. So we go into this theater, the actual theater, to sit and get our seats. So I pick a seat like kind of in the front. There are lots of kids, lots of people my age, lots of older people. And me and my boyfriend sit together. I go to use the bathroom before the previews even start. And this woman comes to me, she goes, guessing you're here to see Beauty and the Beast? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, my daughter's pretty excited about seeing it. I'm like, well, that's nice. She goes, yeah, she used to watch the anime version every day. I'm like, me too. Me and your daughter would get along nice. So I know that her daughter's not the little girl I was talking to before. And so that's a side note. That whole story is a side note. So, like, I go and I'm hoping some little kid will come and notice me. But all these little kids are, like, looking at me weird. Like, I'm, like, don't they know I'm wearing, like, Belle? I'm like, these kids probably haven't even seen the movie either. So I go back and I go into my seat. And the movie starts. Now, this is my opinion of the whole movie. It makes the 1991 version of Beauty and the Beast look so boring. Like, I so swear it makes the 1991 version look boring. Like, today, I sat down and watched it with my cousin. I'm just like, no. I had to leave a couple times and be like, no, can't watch this. Nope, it's not good enough. Like, these are the times I remember leaving. When Belle was singing the song that I was just singing, I'm like, no, Emma Watson did more emotion, did more everything. Because, like, the scene after that, it was just her going to the castle. But in the newer version, the scene after that is her father being locked up in the castle. Another scene that I left, because I just know it was so much better in the recent version, was when they're singing Gaston. A lot of you guys probably saw the clip of the song Gaston. And I'm just like, no, I can't watch this because it's so much better. I honestly think that LeFou, in the recent version, was just a better character. And a lot of people are like, don't want to watch this movie because there's a gay moment. I'm just like, no. The gay moment in this movie, there's a lot of them. Not a lot, but like 3 or 4 gay moments. And they make the movie about 100 times better. Because they make the movie more, like, I want to say funny, but not too funny because it's like a romance. LeFou, yeah. And not spoiling anything, but LeFou may have found love. I don't know. I'm not gonna spoil it. I love Dan Stevens. Like, when the Beast turns back into the Prince, wow. Might not be in your opinion, but mine. I love this version of it because they added 4 new songs, and 3 of those songs made me tear up really so much. Like, one song in particular, it's the song that Belle's father sings. It swelled up my heart so much. I wanted to go and hug him. Like, I wanted to hug him. And then, not spoiling anything, but there's a song that Belle sings. It makes me just want to, I don't know, I cried when Belle sang that one song when they're up in an attic. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but like, the Beast and Belle are up in an old dusty attic, and Belle starts to sing this song. That song that she sings made me cry so much. My boyfriend's like looking at me like, are you okay? I'm just like, just give me a minute. Because that song is the saddest one in the whole You might think when the young Prince Adam, which is the Beast's name, by the way, is singing, you might think that's the saddest one, but in my opinion, the one Belle sings in the Dusty Attic is my favorite. They added so much, they changed a lot, but in my opinion, a lot of people may think that if they add a lot of unnecessary stuff, if they change a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be changed, that it ruins the movie. No, in this case, them adding a lot of stuff and then changing a lot of stuff actually made it so much better. It actually answered a lot of questions that I had from the original movie. It actually fixed a lot of the plot holes that the original one had. It was just amazing. It was so beautiful. I loved every moment of it. I could not take my eyes off the screen. I was so mesmerized by it that today when I watched the original version, I was just like, this was my whole reaction the whole time. I'm like, alright, that's not how they did it. That is not how they did it. But like, watching the recent one, I'm just like, bonjour, bonjour. Like, you would expect me watching the recent one being like, that's not how they did it. Can't believe they changed that. You would expect me to do that watching the recent one with me growing up with the original. But me watching the original is like, they should have done it the way they did it in the new one. Yeah, that's not how they did it in that. Like, that's just how it was for me. And I don't think I can go back to watching the original because this recent one, oh my gosh, guys. Josh Gad, he's an amazing actor. He did amazing as LeFou. Emma Watson, she's the best person they could have picked to play Belle. Like, she just blew me away with this performance. Luke Evans, Gaston. Oh my gosh. He's the villain that I hate to love. Like, I love it when a movie makes a villain that you hate, that you love them. Like, in the original Beauty and the Beast, I just plain out hated Gaston. Like, I never liked him, I didn't get why those girls were all swooning over him and everything. But with this one, oh, I'm just like, yes, Gaston. I love him, and I hate that he's gonna die. That's not spoiling anything because you know he dies in the original. You see death in his eyes when he's falling. If you pause it at just the right time, you can see death in his eyes. So that's not spoiling anything. But I guess I was just like, I was trying to sing along to the song Gaston, which I usually don't ever do. And they changed a few of the lines there. And they changed the way they sang it. So I was just trying my best. And I just stayed quiet because I'm just like, no, I have to listen to this. They make Gaston the villain that you hate, but you really love them. it was hard for me to hate Gaston. Like, I know he was the villain, but it was hard for me to hate him. Like, I kept telling myself, you should hate this guy. You should hate this man. Like, look at all the terrible things he's trying to do. Look at all the terrible things he's doing to Belle and her father. But I just could not find myself to hate him. Bottom line is, this movie is, like, the best. Dan Stevens.
Johnny.
Somebody just called my name, blah, blah. But, like, Dan Stevens, he did an amazing job as the Beast. And I'm just like, he may not have had any, like, good dialogue at the beginning of the movie. Like, he's the guy you hate at the beginning. And then you start to love him. Like, my feelings for the Beast in this movie were kind of like Belle's feelings. Dislike him at first, but then after a little bit you start to like him. Like, you dislike him at first, but then a little tiny bit you start to like him a lot. And I think I started to like him a little bit, like, just around the same time Belle started to like him, because he started making lots of jokes and he did a lot of stuff that made me laugh. And alright, I'm only gonna do one little thing. Don't hate me, but, like, this is my last note on it. It would not be a Disney movie without a small little adult joke in it. Now, would it? It's close to the end. This is the biggest adult joke I remember in the movie. Pretty much the only one, because it happened, like, right during the end. Belle makes a little joke about how the prince should grow a beard, and he, like, does a little rah kind of thing. Like, everyone in the theater started laughing. And I'm like, not a Disney movie without a little tiny adult joke in it. And when the movie ended, I was the first one to start applauding it. I was the first one to start clapping, and I was the last one to stop clapping. That's how much that movie meant to me, because, like, it was just perfection. If you've seen it, we should totally talk about it. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you drop everything and go see it right now, because this movie is the best movie of 2017. It's honestly, it's, in my opinion, better than the original. It has, the way they sing the songs is amazing. So if you haven't seen it, close your computer, go to the theater, buy tickets, go watch it, because you are missing out if you haven't seen it yet. So that's all I have to say about it. I'll see you guys later. Love you, and go enjoy the tale as old as time.